Welcome to Retrologic. I'm Dan Caparello here with Chris, John, Eric, Philip, Elvis, Shannon, and Sam. And today we're having a bit of an interesting episode. Today we're going to talk nothing but Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog from top to bottom, because that was last month's Retro Rewind game, and all of y'all apparently decided to play this game with me. So, before we get started, what is going on, everyone? Tell me about your week. Let's just talk about your week first. Chris, how was your week, man?
Hey, Dan. Week was good. I'm trying to get plugged in for the monthly mayhem, so I'm still struggling a little bit with Bowser's or Super Mario 3D World.
Yeah.
And my son's showing me up, so I'm having trouble catching up to him. But
yeah,
it's been a fun week.
Isn't that great when your kids can beat you at video games? I'm waiting for that. My 5-year-old isn't quite there yet. We'll see. We'll see.
It's too soon for me.
Yeah. John, how's it going over there, man?
Fantastic. We've hit that part of the year where it just rains for like 2 months. But cold's gone. Like it's like 60 degrees and you can do a little bit of stuff outside, but the rain's just off and on. But bought some Famicom disc stuff. So
yes.
we talk more about that on the next show, but starting up that collection.
Awesome.
That's my week.
Awesome. And I heard Eric over here clap when you said Famicom Disk System stuff. How's your week, Eric?
There we go. Busy work week, but other than that, I'm just trying to get some stuff sold so I can buy more Famicom Disk stuff.
Yeah.
Support the heck.
That's the thing right now. What are the next games on your docket?
Doki Doki Panic. I want Kid Icarus. There's a couple others I can't even pronounce, but they look cool.
Sweet.
We'll see how they go.
Awesome, man. I can't wait to see it up in the Discord. Philip, how are you doing, man? How's your week? You've been a busy guy with that paper you're writing. Oh no, you're silent. Sorry, you got audio issues, man. I'll circle back around to you, Philip. Elvis, tell me about your week, man. How's it been?
My week, it's been good. Glad it's Friday, even though every day feels the same to me. Let's see, I haven't really had much time to play games nowadays, but no, it's been good. It's been good. I'm excited for the weekend. I have some time to practice on some skills I'm trying to learn.
Sweet.
I don't think I answered your question, but did I answer your question?
Yeah, that's fine. Just whatever you want to chat about.
I'm just gonna have to be able to join you guys.
Tell me about one of the skills you're trying to learn.
Actually, this is interesting. I signed up for a drawing class, so I start on Sunday.
Oh, that's cool. I think I saw you were going to do that on Twitter, so that's neat. Good for you, man.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
I applied to build it, and I'm like, you know what? I only live once, and when I started learning during the beginning of the pandemic, it was interesting. So, you gotta keep practicing and whatnot. So
awesome.
They gave me the first class, the class that I missed, so I just gotta make sure I watch it.
Good deal, man. I can't wait to see some stuff. Shannon, how was your week, dude?
Hey.
Going pretty good. Just glad to be through it.
Yeah.
It's the weekend.
That kind of a week.
Just car troubles and everything else. So life just happened. So
oh man.
Glad it's the weekend. But
yeah.
Hoping to get my Genesis. I finally found a pretty good auction that I won on eBay. So hopefully that'll be coming either tomorrow or Monday, it looks like. Came with some games. So I'm finally able to join you guys on that, but you're all switching over to the Famicom Disk System now. So now I got to turn around and start figuring out how to get one of those.
No,
Man, those are nice looking.
No, Shannon, I promise you, I will not be buying Famicom Disk System stuff. These guys are crazy. They are insane. That's not. No,
but they do look good.
They are pretty. You got that right. I got some bigger fish to fry before I do that. Sam, Sam, how was your week? How are you doing, man?
It's been a pretty good week. Work's slowly picking up. Weather's slowly warming up. Got to play some NES online app games that usually get overlooked on stream last Tuesday, so that was fun. This is the kind of games that people often complain about, that they're, why aren't they adding N64? Why do we have Fire and Ice? But I was having fun with it.
Yeah, I've heard
Vice Project Doom. That's another one that is actually worth checking out.
I heard Fire and Ice wasn't too bad, actually. It's the sequel to something else that can't. My mind escapes my mind right now. What's it a sequel to? Anybody? Fire and Ice is the sequel to
Solomon's Key.
Solomon's Key. That's the one. Okay. Okay, awesome, good. I'm glad everybody had a week.
I think it's totally different in Japan, but us, we get some Fire and Ice, I guess.
Yeah.
Japan, they like to do with us Americans.
So let's talk some Sonic the Hedgehog. That's why we're here. That's what we're doing. First, I want to know, everybody can unmute. What system did you play it on? Did you play it on original? Did you play it on some like collection on a different system? I want to know where you played it.
Who goes first?
Let's see. John, you have the best answer. Where did you play it? Are you still muted?
John, you muted.
Oh, sorry. How about that?
Go ahead.
I played it on PSP, which is probably not the best place to play this game, because you can't rewind. You only have save states. And I don't know. I made it like halfway through the game and got frustrated.
Yeah.
Starting over too many times.
What about you, Chris? Where'd you play it?
I think John and Drew on.
Okay, so it's picking up. Picking up.
Hey, Elvis.
Cheating when you
Hey, Elvis.
break away from Nintendo.
Maybe it's...
Elvis, go ahead and mute. Thank you. Sorry, Chris. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So I think when you play non-Nintendo, Drew and John call it cheating. So the first time I ever cheated, it was with the Sega Genesis. So I had this when I was a kid. I think I was 12, 13. But I mean, I don't have a Genesis now, so it's I emulate it on a Nintendo Wii. But I've also been playing the Sonic Mania on Switch too.
Sonic Mania is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's a love letter to the system. Sam, where did you play it?
So I played on the Sega Genesis Mega Drive collection on PC, which I guess is slightly different from the one that's available on Switch because it does have Sonic 3.
So yeah, there's two
and
different.
A couple other games.
Yeah, there's different ones. There's the like Sonic's Genesis collection, which was a PS2 game, PS3 game, and now there's the Sega Genesis collection, which is a different collection. So there were two different Genesis collections that came out throughout history, and they have different lists, which is weird, but it is what it is. And then Shannon, how about you? Where did you play it?
I played it right on the Switch with the Genesis collection, so I could use Rewind.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
that's where I ended up playing it, and until my Genesis comes in, then we'll play it on the actual hardware, see how it goes.
Yeah, sweet. How about you, Philip? Where did you play it?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you now.
Can you actually hear me now?
Yes.
That's great. I played it on the Sonic collection on the DS, which has Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Knuckles on it.
Yeah. Did you have save states on
also,
that?
For my Wii, that's kind of complicated. I can save, technically I can save anywhere in the level, but if I then loaded that save, it would pop me at the beginning of the act with the state I was at the act. It's very weird. Also, for the week question, I had my birthday this week, and that's the amazing.
Oh, sweet. Happy birthday. Awesome, dude. Didn't even know. You got to share that stuff for the Discord. And finally, but not, last but not least, Eric, tell me, dude, where'd you play it?
Mostly like Shannon on the Switch collection. I did play just a little bit of it on the 3DS, like the 3D version of it that they released. I didn't play a ton of the game, but enjoyed what I played.
So I'll start with you, Eric, since you have to go soon. My next question is going to be.
Wait, you skip me.
Oh no, Elvis! I'm sorry, you disappeared for a second. You're back now.
You told me to mute it. Sorry.
Your question.
Be quick.
Yeah, where did you play
I played the game of what?
On your wet?
No, I beat the game. I played the game on the Sega Ages collection. But I did try it out in different versions, such as the Sega Genesis Mini and the Sega Genesis collection, and it's free if you have Android's what's it called, Google Pay, whatever their Apple Arcade version is.
Play Pass.
Play Pass, yeah, that thing. It's not as good, but
right.
I tried it out. But yeah, I played a lot of Sonic and Sonic Mania too. I tried it out on Luma too, Sonic Mania and everything.
Awesome.
And I beat a few times. Right.
Sweet, thanks. Good. So Eric, I want to know, since you're about to leave us here, what is your history with Sonic the Hedgehog? Did you play it as a kid? Was this your first time? Tell me about it.
So like I've said before, I never had a Genesis growing up. Like I would play it, at friends or family, that sort of thing, or store kiosks. Just very, very brief, playing a level here or there, not really deep diving into it.
Yeah. So was there anything playing it now that surprised you about the game?
Well, taking a little bit more time with it than I used to. It's just, I'm not a huge fan of the stop-start of it all. Like, I just want to go fast.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a lot of, you got to slow down sometimes to get through.
Yeah. Yeah, that is one thing. We'll talk about that too. Like, the mechanics of the game kind of prevent you from doing what the point of the game is, which is kind of annoying. Yeah. So, are you gonna stick around, or you got to head out now?
I can stick around for like a couple of minutes, or I can go ahead and dip out if
cool.
That way it doesn't interrupt the flow of things. But yeah, I'll go ahead and dip out.
We loved having you. We wish you could stay longer. We'll see you on another episode of Retrologic, man. Thanks for coming.
Absolutely, thanks.
Peace out.
Later, guys.
Okay, so the question was, what's your history with Sonic the Hedgehog? And what were your first initial impressions of it jumping in this time? And we're gonna start with Shannon this time. Your history of the game, and what your impressions were.
So history of the game, very similar to Eric. I didn't have the Genesis growing up, but a buddy of mine did, so play it over there. As a kid, I remember it felt faster when I was a kid, I think. You swore it was better than Mario. I never thought so. I was never very good at Sonic either. Like I feel like I'm a lot worse at this than I am Mario. The jump mechanics, everything just feels it's just different. And I felt like kind of felt like I was on ice in every level. Just every time I'm trying to jump on a platform, I just felt like the momentum just kind of keeps moving you. But it's definitely a fun game. It definitely holds up well enough. It's definitely playable for sure, especially with Rewind.
Yeah, I think Rewind made this game playable for me these days. There's a lot of BS that you have to run through in a lot of the levels, so I totally feel you on that one. How about you, Philip? Was this your first time playing Sonic the Hedgehog or no? And what'd you think of it?
This was not my first time. The reason I was playing on the Sonic collection is because that's the only version of Sonic I have ever owned. But that's from back in my childhood. So I had played that. I don't think I ever got past the Marble Zone. So when I was a kid.
That's like the second zone?
And first impression. Yeah, but it's like a bunch of lava and like waiting on platforms.
Yeah. Again, without Rewind.
So I think once I got to Act 3, and that's like a marble zone, that was it. But my first impressions this time was I was actually surprised at how much I did kind of enjoy it, because I didn't think I would like as much of it with the start and the stop and all of that. But taking it slow, even though it's against the game mechanics, like the central mechanic, didn't actually feel like a terrible playstyle. So just committing to that slower take, and the only thing, a lot of the BS doesn't catch you as off guard, even though it still totally does. So it kind of, and I think it was kind of the only way I was going to be able to play it without like solid save states or rewind.
Wow, that's really interesting to like purposefully take the game slower. Must take a lot of like dedication to do it that way. So I might need to try that at some point. Just not go fast. So how about you, Chris? Is this your first time playing it?
No, Dan. I had a Sega Genesis growing up. I don't remember whether it was my parents bought the marketing that Sega was better than Nintendo and it was cooler and faster and better, or it was my brother and I wanted it to be, and we asked for it. But I remember playing the first Sonic the Hedgehog and thinking, like, Sonic's so fast and so cool, and he's not a plumber. And I don't remember if that was really a big deal or not. But you know, like if he waited too long standing, he tapped his toes. He was smart. He was kind of a smart ass, and he was sarcastic and sort of like a rebellious 12-year-old, whatever I thought I was.
Totally.
I remember having a lot of fun with the game. I think I got a little bit further than the second zone, but I definitely hit a wall, maybe the fourth or fifth one, and I didn't get any further. So I know I did not beat the game. And I remember getting very frustrated whenever I got to that point because it was just not happening. I couldn't. I don't know. But yeah, like it. I remember that also, that dichotomy of I want to go really fast, but then I miss everything that I'm supposed to be collecting and getting at the same time.
Yeah, totally. And I totally feel you on the character of Sonic being such a slap in the face to everything Mario was, which like felt really good as a kid. Like, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm like Sonic. I'm edgy. So I totally feel you on that. So John, is this your first venture with Sonic the Hedgehog? Oh no, I can't hear you, bud. Sorry, I think you're muted.
How about now?
There you go.
So I didn't have a Genesis as a child either. I did have some friends that had it, and I don't think I played the first Sonic. I think the second Sonic was the one that I mostly played at friends' houses. And so this is really the first time I put any real time into the first game. And the thing about this game, like, I want it to be Mario. Like, I'm so ingrained in how Mario operates as a game that Sonic just throws all that out. It plays totally different. It feels different. The jumps are different. But I keep finding myself trying to traverse through the levels like it's a Mario game. I have to stop and tell myself that, where to go fast. And the platforming just doesn't feel natural to the game. It's almost like they designed Sonic to move through the loops and things in the open world parts of the game, or the open area of the game, and then the platforming was like, oh well, this needs to be a platforming game because it side scrolls. So it's kind of like the platforming in Castlevania. It's there to traverse the levels. Yeah, it's there to traverse the levels, but it's not like the main portion of the game.
Totally.
But Sonic feels like it kind of struggles with that identity on what you're supposed to be doing with that. But so I made it to the labyrinth. I think it's the fourth stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I made it like maybe through the second act. I think I was in the final part there. And I just got stuck on a part and put it down for something else for a minute and just never came back. The one thing I will say that the thing I love most about the Sonic games is the music. Like, the music for Sonic is always top notch. The Genesis has always had a really good sound chip and just a different sound. Like, the stuff you hear on Genesis is always way different than what you hear on Nintendo products.
Mm-hmm.
the music. Like I could just sit and listen to some of the music without even playing the game. Just let it sit and run while I'm doing something else. I need a Sonic soundtrack.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's on YouTube.
But
awesome. Totally agree with the soundtrack being probably one of the best. I mean, sold you immediately. You know, you just turn the game on and it calls to you. So I totally get that. And then Sam, finally, last but not least, we got Sam. Your experience with Sonic the Hedgehog as a kid, and then your impressions playing it now.
So my experience with Sonic the Hedgehog growing up,
Wipeout.
Sorry, was very limited in that I only played Sonic 2, which I now realize was Sonic 2. I couldn't remember which one it was, but I got to the Marble Zone and I was like, oh, this is not the level 2 I remember. But my dentist growing up, pediatric dentist, had a Sega Genesis hooked up in his waiting room. So while you were waiting to get your teeth cleaned, to get your teeth looked at, you could play Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and I could get through the Green Hill Zone in that game and get to the Chemical Zone, I think was the second act.
Smart man.
So the original I had never played before, so this was the first time for me.
Awesome. And so,
Can I go next, We did.
Hey Elvis, can you mute yourself, bud?
Oh no, can I say my history for Sonic too?
Huh? Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, sorry, I keep going in and out. I thought I'd give my time to work if I can, so I gotta use my phone.
All right, man.
I'll be quick again.
Go ahead.
My history. I guess I played the what bit? No, sorry. I played the game as a kid. I liked the game. It was fun. I played some of the Dreamcast games growing up too, and it's I'm starting to read some of the comics as well. So I have a good history with Sonic and whatnot.
Awesome. And what about playing it today? Has it changed for you? Did anything surprise you playing it today?
Oh yeah. Well, it's true what you say. The first Sonic game is not really based on speed; it's more based on platforming. It's not to the second and third game where it's more like that's geared towards speed and whatnot. If anything, I kind of preferred Sonic 2 over Sonic 1 and 3. But Sonic 1 is still kind of fun and enjoyable. Like it's a little bit more enjoyable if you have save states or rewind. I mean, you could beat the game without those, but it's a virtual game, so it's usually preferred to use that, to be honest. And there's like so many different ways to play Sonic that like if you have a copy of Sonic in your house, then what's wrong with you? Like there's a joke in some Call Me Johnny's videos where he has like 10 different versions of Sonic. It's actually a funny story. Quickly, there's a video where like it shows you all the ports of Sonic and stuff. So, yeah.
The only system I couldn't find a copy of Sonic for past like the Sega Genesis and like the Sega Saturn was the Wii U. There's no Sega Sonic the Hedgehog on Wii U. It wasn't on a virtual console. There was no collection. Just didn't show up. I don't know why. But I think you make an interesting point there, Elvis, about Sonic 2 and 3 kind of not letting go of the platforming so much, but making it more of the side dish to the speed. And I totally agree with you on that. I think 2 and 3 and even Knuckles to an extent kind of gave you more set pieces to play with as far as speed goes. So John mentioned the music earlier, and I think that could be a discussion on its own, just talking about the amazing music of Sonic the Hedgehog. Does anybody remember any zones that particularly stood out to them, or anything that gets caught in your head now, just having played it? You can, if you have something, you could just open it up. There you go. Philip, go ahead.
I think that's Starlight Zone. That just kind of get in my head. I think it's Starlight Zone.
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, I just like that one. It's a nice song.
That's a great one.
You guys can't forget Chemical Plant Zone. They have some kick-ass music too.
That's Sonic 2, right?
Sure.
Well, yeah.
I think,
Do you mean like Sonic game, the first one in general, or just the first one?
Well, that's fine. I think Sonic
I mean,
2
maybe
has
not
some.
specifically the first one.
Yeah, and I think Sonic 2 actually has some of the more memorable tracks. Casino Night Zone is on that one too, which is like one of my favorites. There is something. There is something incredibly nostalgic for everyone, I think, about Spring Hill Zone, just the first level, because you always start there. You fire the game up, you're in Spring Hill Zone. You just, or what's it called? Not Spring Hill.
Green Hill.
Green Hill Zone, yeah.
Even the Marble Zone music is really catchy. Like when you first start, like I don't know if it's just because it's the second level, like you just instantly get to it, but because it doesn't take very much to get through Green Hill.
Yeah, totally.
Just the music's always really catchy when you first get there.
I'll be honest, the only thing stuck in my head is that slightly increasing tempo jingle as you're about to drown for being underwater.
The alarm.
That's the worst. Man, those underwater levels are, I have such a hard time with them. So did anybody have any favorite boss battles? Do you remember? You can popcorn this one.
I'm going to hesitantly say, because I'm trying to remember all of them, but I guess if I remember it, it's probably good. The one from Starlight Zone, where you launch up the spikes at him. I kind of like that one.
That's a good one. So I think next thing we're going to talk about is more of like a historical perspective type thing where, and we all kind of mentioned it when we were talking about our history with the game. If you played the game as a kid, somebody said it, you convinced yourself that it was like really good. That it was better than Mario. And history has proven us wrong about that. So I want to ask you, what do you think it is about Sonic that attracted you to it? And why, how has that changed? Like when you play Mario now, it's still infinitely playable, but when you play Sonic the Hedgehog, it's not. And what is that X factor? What changed about Sonic the Hedgehog now as an adult?
I think I got an interesting analogy. I don't know if this works though.
Go ahead.
So, Sonic the Hedgehog is like the girl in high school, the fling you had the one time, but you wouldn't take her home to mom, and you don't really ever want to talk to her again. But Mario's the keeper, and she's the one you form the lifelong bond with, and you stay with her forever. Because I thought about this. I own a copy of Mario 1 and Mario 3 on every Nintendo console I could. I never ever bought, until just recently with Sonic Mania, another Sonic game. I don't know why. It was a thing. Like I said, he was the bad boy, and right.
Yeah.
And so now, right? I don't know. He didn't do anything bad to me or anything. I'm taking this way too far.
No, that's honestly, it's a killer analogy. Like, like you don't marry the bad boy, right? You marry the steady plumber who makes good money, who's always going to treat you right. You know what I mean? He's always down
Sonic
for a good
doesn't
time.
even have a job.
Yeah, he might not be the most exciting guy in the world. Sonic is, but at the end of the day, he always left you feeling satisfied. So that's why we play Mario.
Chris must have not had a Dreamcast.
Ooh, well. All right. So Philip, your perspective on this game is interesting because you played it first on the DS and you played that same version now. What are your thoughts on contrasting Mario with Sonic based on your perspective of the game?
Well, see, when I got it, if you couldn't tell what the effect that I got on the Nintendo DS, I was kind of adapted into the Mario lifestyle at this point. So I was actually, I think, might have approached it with a more open mind today, because I didn't even ask for the collection. I just got it for my birthday. It was like, video game, and that's pretty much how you got games when you're a kid. But it's interesting. because I think what's interesting is I approached it more like Mario, and therefore this time, and I actually found several positives when comparing it directly to Mario that I noticed that I didn't last time. And I found more success than I thought I would using a slower, more Mario-like playstyle, which is kind of fascinating. I don't even know how to start analyzing this. For an example, the ring system, there's more BS in Sonic, but the ring system is much more forgiving than the power-up system.
That's true.
Because you can pretty much infinitely keep collecting rings as long as you don't get hit with a double whammy. Whereas you have to wait for the next power-up. And the multiple paths is something that was never really fully explored in Mario, but is a pretty staple mechanic. So it's actually very interesting that several... If it weren't for the fact that the main game field just doesn't really work well, this game actually does have several advantages, I'd argue, over Mario.
Yeah, I think that's cool, and you're right about the ring system. I like it. I like it for it being more forgiving, and I feel like Sonic has a longer invincibility phase after he gets hit than Mario does. So you're right about that. They did kind of give you some tools to be able to beat the game, regardless of the back and forth between platforming and speed. So that's a cool perspective. Thanks for that one, Philip. What about you, Shannon? We're talking about the contrasting your experiences with Mario and your experiences with Sonic.
So, I think Mario definitely had a head start, and Sonic, like I said, the platforming just seemed a little off, especially in this first game. Kind of felt like everything was a little icy, but to why people, I don't know. I mean, it was, part of me wonders if the whole debate between the two was because it was orchestrated, between Sega and Nintendo. Especially Sega came out punching, or whatever you want to say, and really were the ones who set that up. And so then it became kind of that playground debate back in the day when we were kids, right? Like Sonic or Mario, which one's better, Nintendo or Sega?
Man, I just today watched that Genesis Does that commercial. I just watched it today, and it is so dumb.
I mean, if you read the book of if you read the Console Wars book, or even give it a listen on Audible or whatever, man, that's some good stuff there. And just talking about how they just went for Nintendo's throat, and it worked for a little bit.
Yeah.
But in the end, it just wasn't sustainable. The Sonic games got worse, and Mario kept that tradition alive of always being a good game. I mean, you can't really name a bad regular Mario game. Like there isn't one that's just plain bad.
Right.
And there's plenty of Sonic games that didn't work out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good.
Some Mario Brothers games are kind of stale.
So Elvis, what about you, man? Your contrast between Mario and Sonic, either growing up or today.
Well, I mean, first off, this kind of suggested that people like Sonic versus Mario. They both are basically two different characters. Like, you have Mario, who's very basic in the character design and everything, but it's very appealing. Well, I think you asked earlier, why do people find so much interest in Sonic? I guess it's just because Sonic kind of shows up as a cool, edgy character, which goes with a lot of kids. A lot of people kind of like that kind of character that's very tomboyish and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Tomboyish for girls, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's they enjoy the cool character that's kind of cute at the same time. Plus, it's a anthro character, which I guess is popular with the kids. In terms of gameplay, though, I don't know. Again, they're two different things. Like, you have Mario, which is just a basic platformer, whereas Sonic is just like, it's so about speed and whatnot. And that kids like that going fast and whatnot and stuff. There's one thing that, but to be honest, Sonic has a kind of more merchandise than Mario. I might be completely wrong with that. I'm just talking out of my butt here, but it does have like, cartoons. It has way more fan games, that's for sure, than Mario does.
I think Mario's merchandise started to ramp up later on, but I think you're right about first off, Sonic stuff was just all over the place. I had a Sonic shirt and hat, and like I didn't even like love Sonic that much as a kid, but I had the stuff, so I don't. He was just everywhere.
I mean, I feel like it's with any kind of video game that's just hitting the States. Like, I heard Pokemon was all over the place back in 1998 when it comes to the States. So, if a IP is popular in like Japan or something like that, like the company's gonna try and make it just as popular as here. I mean, to be fair, Sonic is still popular just as now. I mean,
Right.
the community seems very nice and whatnot. I have a friend who's like she writes for the Sonic comics, so she's very informative for Sonic.
Cool. All right, Sam. Your contrast between Mario and Sonic.
It's kind of difficult for me to say because, like, I really did have very limited exposure to Sonic when he was at the height of his popularity. I had, like, one close friend in elementary school that was all about Sega, and I remember playing Dreamcast with him and thinking that was really cool. But mostly it was Power Stone. But yeah, I mean, I never really understood the appeal of Sonic, to be honest. Like, and I still, like, to me, the opinion hasn't changed. Like, I still play it and I'm like, this is a decent game, but like, this is your Mario killer?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It certainly was a product of its time. It was the edgy 90s fresh thing, that ended up being what it was. Yeah.
As I say, the way I think about Sonic, how he differs from Mario, is with Mario, I think the game was established before Mario got popular. And with Sega, they developed Sonic to be a mascot, and then they built a game for him.
That's true.
So that's how I look at it.
If I could add one more thing, not to derail it, but the character that Sonic reminds me a lot of, and that the games remind me a lot of in their history, is actually Mega Man. Because I think both, and not just because they're both blue, but because I think both of those characters, both of those series had a very rough time transitioning into modern games, especially when it came to 3D spaces. And they still never stopped existing. They never stopped making games anyway, because they just had a fan base around them that was so strong just for the character. Like, people just wanted Sonic games, even if they weren't good. And if the Sonic game wasn't good, they wanted another one that was good, because they just wanted Sonic. And I saw a lot of that with Mega Man, during his low period. And I think both of those are characters that managed to endure despite low quality games.
That's very interesting.
Another observation I had, I guess.
Whereas with Mario, you
on.
had the games kind of carrying the character forward.
Right.
Whereas I think with Sonic, it was the character carrying the games.
I think that's true, Sam. Sam, thanks for muting. I don't know if Sam and Chris can't hear each other, but go ahead, Chris.
No, I was just going to say, like, I guess, I don't know if my history's right in this, but I don't know when Mario started to break off from the main line of games and start to spin off to the sports or the Smash or whatnot. But I can remember seeing Sonic Spinball for the first time and thinking, like, this is kind of gimmicky, and why are they doing this to, like, why do they need to make a pinball game? And it was a bit of a letdown. So I thought, and then it got to that regret, like, why did they ever leave Mario? I guess that sort of thing. Back then, analogies even before, but yeah, I don't know if the history works. Like, if there wasn't a split off Mario game yet, but
I don't know exact dates off the top of my head, but on the Super Nintendo, we had stuff like Mario Paint, We had
Mario Kart.
Golf on the Game Boy, which did feature Mario.
I just think I don't know
It
that
wasn't until the
pinball,
N64.
right? And I don't know that like pinball was a good like first outing for a Sonic spin-off game. I don't know. I'm not a huge
I think
fan
it
of
was
Sonic
born off.
Spinball.
I think it's because, like, remember Sonic can grow up into a ball.
Sure, yeah,
that's
but
it.
like, come on, guys, like, let's get a little creative with this, you know? Like, Mario Kart is great, you know? I don't know. Sonic Team Racing didn't come out till much later.
Like a Sonic racing game till like 2004. With
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Sonic Riders, I think it's called.
Exactly. Awesome. Well, we are getting close to wrapping up tonight, so I want to get everybody's final thoughts, and then I want you to give Sonic the Hedgehog for the Sega Genesis a 2 thumbs up, a 1 thumb up, or 2 thumbs down. That's what I want you to do. You have 3 choices. I'm making you boil this game down into 3 choices.
Dan, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
I'm going to go first.
Go
so
ahead.
I can duck out afterwards. But so to me, Sonic, like I said, the music is the part that I enjoy the most. And some of the game mechanics I feel all right with, and then some of them I don't. So I think with the later games in the series, I have some more of the collections. I want to try them out and go past the first game and see how I feel about it. But as far as the first game goes, I'm just going to do 1 thumbs up.
All right, we got a 1 thumb up from John. I'm going to keep track of these too.
And,
We'll have some visualization of data later.
Can I go next, Dan?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'll
Go ahead,
catch you
Elvis.
guys later.
Thanks, John. See you Monday.
I'll be quick. I'll see you.
See ya.
So I think I'll just give it a 1 thumbs up because, like, I'll admit maybe it hasn't aged well. I mean, most special games in the '90s hasn't, to be honest.
Right.
But it's still enjoyable. Like, if it wasn't good, it would not have spawned a community and stuff like that. Now, like, if I wouldn't give it to someone trying to get into the Sonic games. Like, I would give them Sonic Mania or Sonic 2 instead. But it's more like, if you enjoy these Sonic games, try the first one out for a shot. Like, people's first games are never the best. Like Crash, his first game sucks, but like you still like to find some enjoyable. It's still enjoyable. That's what I'm trying to say. It's still a good game. It's kind of important game in video game history because it's like it was the first mascot to give Marvel for his money. So I think that's your question. I give it a thumbs up.
1 thumb up. Awesome.
You play it. What?
Thank you, Elvis. All right. Sam, let's get your final thoughts and then 2 thumbs up, 1 thumb up, or 0.
I'm gonna give it 1 thumb. I think it's still fun to play, but I mean there are other games that when you hold it up next to them, it doesn't quite look as great.
Cool. Right on. And then Shannon, go ahead, man.
All right. I think it's definitely a playable game. I think that there's definitely some fun to be had. And the music, the 16-bit I mean, I think it looks great. I still can't understand though why you create a mascot and everything else, a character who is meant to go really super fast, and then you spend the entire game trying to figure out how to make the player slow down.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, but you know what it is. 1 thumb up for me too.
All right, good. A lot of 50s going out. 50% good, 50% not good. All right, Philip, let's see what you got, man.
Okay, so I wanted to address the experience of getting the Chaos Emeralds in my little review thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Which was interesting. Again, because of how my save states work, if I failed on the Chaos Emerald stage, I had to go all the way back and go through the entire level again.
Oh my gosh.
Which is a whole lot of complete and other BS. And luckily, I could always restart the stage, and I only need to do 6 of them. So I just did the first 6 acts. And that was interesting. I didn't find the reward very compelling. It was just a cutscene, but it was still I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the. It's interesting because I was like nearing the end of the month, and I thought, oh, I can never do that. I'm not even gonna try. And then I decided, well, why not? And then I tried it, and I got done most of it in like a day. And I think that's part of the magic that I found with Sonic is that despite the fact that the game is 90% bull, I still managed to somehow enjoy myself. And I have to say that is impressive. Even when I would say the farther in the game goes, it just throws worse ideas at you. Like first, like we're gonna like throw slow platforming, then we're gonna throw in underwater, and when you think that that's bad enough, we're gonna throw in death traps.
Yeah.
Every 5 seconds. That's scrap brain zone.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna add water again.
Mm-hmm.
But despite all of that and stuff that came out of nowhere and completely knocked the rings out of me, I still enjoyed that game, and I think that deserves some commendation. Still, only 1 thumbs up, but
All right.
the fact that it gets one after being 90% ball is
Awesome.
amazing to me.
That's great, Philip. I agree with you. I totally acknowledge its faults, and I super enjoy playing it anyway. So I totally get you on that one. Last but not least, Chris, go ahead, man.
I gotta say, after hearing everyone's thoughts on the game, I'm kind of glad that I played it on the emulator or without rewind, because it kind of preserved the game from the original memory I had it as a kid. So I would say I'm definitely looking at this from retro rose-colored glasses, because I still loved it. I loved the way it looked. I loved the way it sounded. It was like a Mario change of pace palette cleanser at the time. So I still have fun. I mean, I don't even really care that I didn't get far at the end of the game. And I guess since I can't really give it 1.5 thumbs, I'm going to give it a 2.
All right.
I'm still up on this game.
Sweet. Awesome, Chris. Yeah, our only 2 so far. So for me, here's my problem. And Sega did this problem to me. If I'm comparing this game to Mario, then it cannot hold a torch, in my opinion, to Mario. It just can't get there. It doesn't have the same appeal. It doesn't play as well. It has all sorts of problems. The character himself is cool. The animation is cool. The music is cool. And if I'm trying to put these 2 games side by side, then Mario's going to win every time. If I'm playing Sonic the Hedgehog and I'm just into whatever this game has for me, I'm with Philip and Chris in that it is a very enjoyable experience. Especially if you put rewind on it. That negates like almost all of the BS you're going to encounter. And it almost kind of gives me, when I was playing Castlevania, I would have this like frustration with certain moments, and then I would get through it. And then I would have frustration, then I'd get through it. And so there's that kind of reward after like kind of mastering how to play as Sonic that I feel like is interesting and fun. So compared to Mario, not a great game. On its own, just as Sonic the Hedgehog as is, I'm giving it 2 thumbs up as well. I'm a fan. I love it. We're doing it. 2 thumbs up from Dan. I want to thank all of y'all for showing up, for the guys who had to guys who came late and had to leave early. I think this was really fun, cool discussion. I think that we're going to do more of this, so stick around. And if this is your first time listening to Retrologic, this is not our normal deal. We're normally just me and John chatting about some retro games and some news and playing some games. But sometimes some of you guys here are guests on that show. So we hope to see you guys in the Discord. And if you are listening for the first time or listening at all, I hope you had a good time listening to us. And we'll check you guys on the next Retro Rewind. We'll see you later.